Good evening, Mech Warriors. Today is the 14th of November, and you know what that means. Loyalty Rewards Day. Now, I've been playing along if you've been following any of my videos in any capacity at all. So, the only reason I really got them is that some people were generous enough to contribute to my mech bays, and I was able to obtain 3 of the loyalty mechs: the Kit Fox, the Griffin, and the Urban Mech. Couldn't really convince people to make sure I got the Victor and the linebacker, which is a damn shame. But these 3 are just more than sufficient. They'll hold me over until hopefully there's the Black Friday mech bay sales, because also got a mech bay and 2 million C-bills just for being around and playing enough. So that's good. Oh, and a cupcake. I guess that's something they give out every year because I've seen them in other people's mechs. But so we've got some stuff to look at, which is new and interesting, and it'll hopefully hold me over until Black Friday mech bay sales. Actually, it looks like they've extended the kills for bills thing. So if you haven't quite finished your quick drops or faction drops and gotten your mech credits and millions of C-bills, you still have a day left, and this will be going right up in a few minutes, hopefully. With the minimalist of edits, because I'm lazy. So I would suggest you get on that. But anyway, we're going to look at the loyalty mechs that we did receive. I took a look at the loadouts, and I took the liberty of changing the livery into my preferred color set. Tweaked it a little bit, but I have not changed the loadouts, and 2 of them are questionable, and we're going to change them. So how about we take a look at how they started. So let's go ahead and transfer over to Mech Warrior, and I'll be over here. Alright, first of all, we have the Griffin 5M L for loyalty. Let's go in the mech select and take a look at the quirks, because they have special quirks. 10% ballistic cooldown, 10% ballistic range, and structure all around. That's alright. I mean, it keeps your limbs on, I guess. It comes equipped with a small laser, LRM-10, and a light Gauss rifle. If we actually look at it, we have 2 missile slots in that right torso, 3 ballistic slots, actually 4 in the right arm. That's weird. Huh. There's 4 on that arm. Currently equipped with that light Gauss rifle, which I do not think I will be keeping. Only because I don't really think the cooldown's too long, and they don't do enough damage. I mean, they're great range, but it's not enough damage for a sniper weapon. And also an energy and AMS slot in the left torso. The ballistic quirk's nice. It's kind of hard with the tonnage restrictions and it being on an arm for you to really take advantage of that. I mean, it's nice to have on a Gauss rifle, but I kind of want like a full-size Gauss rifle or an AC-10 or LB-10. So we're going to play with that in a few minutes and show you what I come up with. Let's take a look at our other medium that we've gotten, which was none, because they're both lights. Let's go to the Irby. Let's check out our trash can now for quirks other than the chassis bonus C-bills, which all of these have. Energy cooldown 10%, energy range plus 5%, missile cooldown 15%, missile range and velocity 10%, and armor all around, and a heat dissipation of 18%. That's really good. Now, the problematic issue is right there, 32 kilometers an hour forward speed. That's a bad backward speed. I mean, so if you get legged mechs travel faster than this thing. It's so slow and useless. It's equipped with an MRM-30, which you think would be great, but at that speed, you're basically a turret. You have 2 missile slots on the right arm, AMS slot in the right torso, and 2 laser slots in the left arm, 1 in the left torso. So you have 3 laser slots, 2 missile slots. Currently, it's got small laser, small pulse laser, MRM-30. This is a stupid loadout. This is stupid. I'm going to gut the crap out of this mech. It's still got a standard engine, standard armor, standard heat sinks, standard everything. It's a standard. And I appreciate that they shoehorned a giant goddamn missile launcher into it, but that's dumb. So we're gonna change that. I mean, I love urban mechs, but canonically they're pretty slow. Like 30 or 40 kmh is not uncommon for an urban mech, really. They're supposed to be kind of really super slow, and they're used for infighting, so jump jets make sense, but not for me. Alright, let's take a look at that Kit Fox. There we go, isn't he cute? Alright, for quirks, energy cooldown, missile cooldown 10%, missile velocity plus 10%. Now, base armor on arms, and then structure on torso and legs. And heat dissipation 15%. It's alright. And XP bonus for some reason. This one actually has a loadout that's not completely dumb. 2 LRMs, ECM, and an ER medium and large laser. That's actually sensible. For some reason, I can't quite ascertain. It's not a full 30 tons. It's 29.9. I did not mess with the configuration at all. I mean, yeah, it's 1 armor tick, which I would probably just take 1 out of the head and boop, boop. 30 tons now. I don't know. If you get shot in the face and blow up immediately in this thing, you're in trouble anyway. Your head shouldn't be more armor than your torso. Just saying. So yeah, oh, actually, that's something I forgot to point out in that Griffin is that the Griffin has an XL engine. That's a big no-no. I wouldn't have an Intersphere XL. This one has a Clan XL. It's different because you can still survive getting double or single torsoed with the Clan XL. This one isn't bad. I'm not sure if I would change it at all. I mean, LRMs aren't super good, but you know, a little light mech that could poke and with ER large, that's not super awful. So I might not change that one, but the other ones I definitely am. So I'm going to take a few minutes, go ahead and gut those mechs, and I'll show you what I came up with. Does anybody else watch Slingshot channel? Alright, this one I came up with for my Griffin 5M loyalty variant. Now, I'm probably going to take this one scouting because it's fast, it jumps, and I've put some pretty fierce armament on it. I utilized both of the laser hardpoints in the left torso with 2 ER medium lasers just for some range and shoots. The right torso I used both missile pods for 2 SRM-6 with Artemis, so tighter patterns. Each has 1.5 tons of ammo for it, so 300 rounds before I start getting ammo rack or missile rack skill upgrades. That's more than plenty, maybe even overkill. And on the arm, because it has 4 ballistic hardpoints, and I'm thinking I'm going to be brawling with this thing, 4 heavy machine guns with 1.5 tons of ammo between them, which isn't really enough, but once I start getting skills up, or maybe I can steal some from the Artemis rockets, just make that a 1/2 ton and fill up the other ton, so that there's a 1/2 ton ammo per gun. That'd probably be a little better, but this can put out crap tons of DPS. I mean, especially if you're just shooting for kneecaps. I mean, firepower 63.7. That's quite a lot for a medium brawler. I mean, it's no twin rack 5 bushwhacker, but we work with what we got, So I'm pretty happy with the idea. That I mean, I had to put a late engine in it. It's a 5 million refit, but you know what? We're going for it. We're committed to this. Yes. Now, it doesn't really take advantage of the quirks so much because we have the ballistic cooldown quirk. That doesn't really work with machine guns, but the range does. And with the heavy machine guns being such short range, I mean, the idea is we're going to brawl with it, but every little bit counts. As long as we can extend that minimum effective range, all the better. So this is going to be for scout and shoot clanners in the leg. Let's move on to the Irby next. Let's see what we can do there. Alright, as for the Irby, we want to take advantage of its quirks, which is both missile and laser cooldown and range, I believe it was. It's just all over my head at this point. So first thing I'm going to do is get rid of the standard 80 engine, which, I mean, if you built mechs before, engines typically only go down to 100. So they pretty much had to invent a 60 level engine to stick in there to make it that slow. And that wasn't going to cut it, because speed is life for the light mech. It's not like Battletech where you could just hide this thing behind something and ambush them with an AC-10, it wasn't working out. So I added a light 150 engine to give it a top speed 81, which is still slow for a light, but, you know, Irby's gonna herb. So for armament, I added 2 street... I didn't sleep. It's pretty late. The baby kept me up. 2 SRM-6s, each with its own ton of ammo, protected by case, so doesn't just blow in half, because, I mean, even though we have a light engine, losing 1 torso won't kill it because the weapons are distributed quite evenly across the chassis. On the other side, we have 2 small pulse lasers and a medium pulse laser. Heat management, not so good. This is going to be more like I chain fire the small pulses up close, pick with the medium pulse, and then alpha the SRMs when you have a clear shot. Why is there 1 armor available? I'm just going to steal that from the head. If you get shot in the face in the Irby, you're in trouble anyway. I threw endo steel and ferrofibrous. I wonder what happens if I stick double heat sinks on here. I think I'd run out of slots. Yeah, would only have 2 empty slots. Not worth it. Because the engine still only would hold 6. Then I need 4 more, and I need way too many slots. Okay, never mind that. So this is a 2.289 million refit. I think it'll work out well. This is pretty good. I mean, the medium pulse laser being my long range weapon with a max range of 440, not super good, but you know, it's a close range brawler, and it's just made to run around and pick and shoot people in the knees. So hopefully its small size and speed will protect it. So we're gonna go ahead and save that and take it out into the battlefield. Looks good, Irby. Looks good. Let's move on to that Kit Fox. Alright, and for the Kit Fox, also trying to work with its missile and laser quirks. Well, not so much the laser quirks in this case. I decided to make it sort of a not so good, tiny, angry version of my Stormcrow. I've opted for Streak 6 launchers instead of the LRMs, because LRMs are for noobs, with 2.5 tons of ammo. For that, a light active probe and a clan tag are included. And for my laser is a clan medium pulse laser. I've maintained the ECM and 2 of the double heat sinks, and had to strip off some armor off the head, because if you get shot in the face in a Kit Fox, you have bigger problems. It only goes 97.2, which is kind of pokey for a light, but not as pokey as that Urban Mech, but it should still suffice for the small size and the zippy nature to keep you out of trouble and be able to hide under things while you maintain missile locks with your active probe, tag them, and blow them in the kneecaps with 12 missiles. Not the best Alpha Strike, but it's a 30-ton mech. What do you want? If you think this build is stupid, go away. You're in the wrong place. So this is only a 249,000 refit. We're gonna go ahead and lock that in, and take these things for a ride in our next upcoming episode, where we try these things out after I've slept, because there's no way I'm doing this right now. I'm way too tired. So catch you tomorrow with some antics, I'm sure, because we'll see how these builds go. Alright, sign it off.